All right, this is a custom quarter scale Spawn statue. I forgot the artist's name who does it, and there's only 35 made. It's a nice, there's some nice stuff under the base that makes you seem very authentic. It seems like it might be hard to duplicate. I don't know the artist's name. I'm not looking in the base again, but it's probably good that I'm not saying it because this is an illegal statue to produce and sell because he doesn't have the image license, but I have this and no one's taking it away. Even if Todd McFarlane comes to my door, I'm going to kick him the fuck out. So I have always loved Spawn figures. They're one of the things, action figures, they're one of the things that got me into statues. If you look at some of my older videos, and I've always been waiting for an amazing quarter scale Spawn statue to come out. And finally, it is here. When I saw this, I knew I had to get it. This is done. This is actually the most exhausting, delicate statue I've ever had to put together in my life. I mean, I'm like totally exhausted. I didn't even want to spin this thing. It's so delicate. If you guys live near places where there's earthquakes, I think even a minor tremor would break this statue. It's so delicate with the cape and how it's in there. I would love to just super glue it, but if I have to move it, it's not going to happen. It's a great pose. The artwork is from the art of issue 135 by Greg Capullo. I think he's one of the best artists. I'm so tired I didn't even put the rest of those things in because you have to fit them into each unique one, and I'm going to do it when it's in my room because I'm never moving this shit again. I have to take this all apart. It's too fragile to move with it assembled. I even want to be careful spinning this on the Lazy Susan. There's his chain. So Greg Capullo did this. He did Batman the New 52, a lot of the artwork for it. He is probably my favorite artist, him and Humberto Ramos. Spawn is important to me too because it's the first comic I ever collected. Here's a skull on the bottom. It's a really good base too. I mean, this thing is amazing. They did the base. They did an amazing statue. It's got big presence. The paint job is quite good. I was thinking about when I saw getting it repainted, but I don't think it really needs it. If you see his eyes, let me switch him around a little bit. Here's the chain on his arm. You can even see his veins, which is incredible. Those are big veins. But here's a big glove. You see, it looks like his eyes are glowing, which they do because he painted like around them with they don't fill in just the eyes, so it's got the glowing look. Spawn is one of the coolest looking comic book superheroes, I think. So this is Spawn is the first comic I got into, and I own Spawn 1 to 100 and to 225. I read 1. I actually stopped and got into it tonight at Spawn 135. Incredible. I had stopped reading it for a long time, and this was the issue I had stopped at, 135. So this is the artwork. There's a little dog. Spawn.com, by the way, that is the slowest loading website in the entire world. It's not even 56K. It's like 2880 or something like that. I tried to look at resin statues. The page doesn't even load. I like this statue because you see his cape, you see his full body, you see the big boot, you see the glove, you see the chains. That's some of the coolest things. So here it is. So I'm going to read some more Spawn because I do want to finish it. I read 1 to this, 1 to 135. I just finished this. And then I read 175 to 225, so I'm missing some in the middle. It took me, I actually had like 1 to 125, and then a long while ago I actually pieced it together just by buying them on eBay. This was literally like 8, 9, 10 years ago. Probably 10 years ago I tried to piece Spawn together, and I did it. As I said, I don't want to rotate this thing that much. Alright, let me see if... That'd be funny if my statue broke on camera while I was filming it. So, I think this is better than any... This would be the best Spawn figure if they made an action figure, just because this pose is so great. It's amazing. It would be an incredible Spawn action figure, but it's a quarter scale statue. I'm so lucky. I feel so lucky. It was extraordinarily expensive. A little bit less than XM Magneto, but yeah. It's great paint job, a great sculpt, and there is good detail. You can see his belly button and his muscles and the bit of his lower pecs and the stretching of his chest muscles and veins, and there's this chain around him. And he's got the skulls. He used to have a chain around the skulls. Yeah. I am so happy. I'm so exhausted. As I said, I couldn't even put the rest of those things in. Because, I mean, they each fit into an individual peg, and that shit's fucking ridiculous. I'm very worried this thing might break. Yeah, this thing... CBG wouldn't be able to put this thing together himself. It's got a nice bottom. This is, by the way, this is the Spawn, because I do know quite a bit about Spawn. This is the Spawn where he got his new costume at the end, issue 31. They said at 32 is where you completely saw it. It was previewed at the end of this. They said his cape was undergoing an evolution, which is why it changed, and it was it was getting better and stronger, but after like 2 issues they never went into that anymore, and they just had it. I think they just did it because it looked cooler, and it sure does. It looks a lot cooler. So if my phone rings, I'm gonna go nuts because this thing will be deleted. So this would be my Grail piece. I've said I have a lot of Grail pieces, like Punisher Comic Cat and Lobo, and I've always said the Custom Logan was one. And my Grail pieces, Lobo wouldn't be one of them, because, I mean, ever since XM came out, I've seen a lot better than Lobo. Although Lobo is a great statue. Punisher is amazing, but XM pieces are slightly better, and also the Punisher is 1/5 scale, so it doesn't really go with other statues. So, I mean, I don't want to display it with my other XM pieces in the Spawn because it's not quarter scale. But the Logan has the best paint job. It's cool. It would be a cool statue to own because people know Logan, and people will come in, guys, they see it, they go, oh shit, it's Logan. This I kind of like better because it's for people in the know who know about action figures, and they would just be completely impressed by this. So that would be a cool reason to own it, which is one of the reasons it makes it my Grail piece. Another reason would be, as I said, I've always, for years, I've been waiting for a good quarter scale Spawn statue to come out. And this thing is more than I ever hoped for in a quarter scale Spawn. It's extremely limited and rare and expensive, which is another thing that I find appealing. It's also got a great base. So Lobo is not my Grail, and XM Magneto is, it's not my Grail, because I do like Logan better, and I like Venom's head a lot. Venom would be my other Grail piece because I love Venom, and one of the coolest things about him is I think his tongue, and you really see his tongue in that statue. But I just like this because it's more unique, more for people in the know. It's rarer. It's got more of a presence. It's my favorite character. My first superhero I got into, and it shows all the cool things about Spawn, like the chain, the big boots, the strap, the chain on his arm, the big glove, the symbol on his chest, his glowing eyes, those cool things that come up. It's just really amazing. And this has a lot of presence. I think that, I don't remember this guy, AJ made this. I always think that Eric Sosa is a bit overrated. And shut up! Hey! And Gore Group, I don't think Gore Group, but there are so many great statues. I'm gonna fucking kill that bird. So I think Eric Sosa's overrated. There's so many other statue artists who did like my Logan and this Spawn, and they're better than Eric Sosa's work. I think Eric Sosa he's very active in the statue forums, and people know him a lot. But I think there's a lot of people that are better that I haven't heard of. You don't know their names. And they make better statues, like that Logan custom and this, and there's a lot of other customs. Like Enraged Superman and Batman on a Gargoyle by Andre Cooper, and Andre Cooper's Green Lantern. So I think Eric Sosa is overrated. I just do. You hear too much about him, and there are people that are a lot better. I mean, compare this to Danger Room Sessions Wolverine. It's no fucking comparison. So Greg Capullo did this. I think if you live somewhere, any tiny earthquake would break this thing. I don't want to spin this around. Let me see if I could get to the back. The cape is fucking huge. Let me show you the back. Damn it. This is like the biggest statue I've ever had. Uh-oh. There is this. So I'm so happy I secured one of these, and I don't know if I should super glue this shit in. I don't know. The fucking thing came with super glue. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know. I got this from a guy in England. So I was just jumped on this piece when I saw it. His hands are very cool. They have good detail. I detailed all the way to the detail store, which was very detailing. I'm sorry. This piece is not all about detail. A lot of it's about sculpt. It's one of the best covers. The bottom's nice. It's very delicate and fragile. 35 made. I'm exhausted from putting this thing together. Now I got to get it to my room somehow and put it back together. So, hope you enjoyed my video. Hopefully, this is my last statue, but I don't know. I don't know. Sideshow Captain America looks really good. The Wolverine, Daredevil, and Batman. Although Batman, the new Batman, his neck is really weird. How it's like sticking out. And I think Sideshow is doing, for that stuff, they're doing detail for detail's sake. Like, they're making Captain America, they're just putting in all these different textures and stuff to make it really detailed, to sort of like compete with XM pieces. But detail just for detail's sake doesn't make sense. It's weird, and it doesn't make for a good statue, in my opinion. It has to, straps have to go around like on cable for something useful. But Captain America is just tons of different straps. Tons of different fabrics and textures, and there's not as good enough. The base isn't as good enough. It's not as good as Wolverine's, but I just feel like that's great. They're making really detailed statues, but why? Like, you have to have a reason. It has to be. You just can't do it because you want detail. Winter Soldier, XM Winter Soldier. If you look, all the straps go around, and you see they hold on pouches, and they go around the back to hold on like guns and ammo and bullets, and the straps that hold on his boots, and it makes sense. But I think I've talked enough. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It would be cool hopefully if anyone wants this, you get the statue. I have no idea how to get it. I would look on a Facebook group. That's probably the best way you could get it, is to talk on a Facebook group. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll tell you, I bought this for $2,850. But I sold a lot of shit to buy it, so it didn't really matter. I actually sold I said I'm only going to have a certain number of statues. I sold my Grommash Hellscream Winter Soldier to a guy in Puerto Rico, which fucking cost me $350, and guy is getting delivered 41 miles from his house. I was in fucking FedEx for 2.5 hours. I don't know, eBay doesn't offer international shipping to Puerto Rico because it's not considered part of America. So that was fun. And so Grommash Hellscream, Winter Soldier, even though I love it, I'd rather have this. Shipping on it, it comes in a very good box. Very safe. And then I sold in my last Illidan and Prototype Z-Roo, and then I'm going to sell Sylvanas. Okay. Happy I made a video of this. Take care, everyone.